Hey everyone, my name is Miss Lauren and I am the school counselor at Guyton Elementary School in the Effingham County School District. I'm super excited to talk to you guys today about a cluster that is very important and near and dear to most of our hearts, the Education and Training Cluster. This cluster is all of our educators, our teachers, our administrators, our school counselors, and even more than that, these are people that educate in different fields like at universities or colleges. So we're going to get to listen to a couple of amazing stories about their careers and how they use education and training to teach others and those around them. So let's get started.
Hello, my name is Ms. Michaela Kennedy and I am a second grade teacher at Rincon Elementary School. This is my second year teaching second grade at Rincon Elementary School. Prior to that, I taught 3 years of fourth grade at a little school in Winterville, Georgia, right outside of Athens. But I am so happy to be at Rincon Elementary School teaching second grade. Go Bobcats! So, what did it take for me to become a teacher? Well, for me personally, I went to Georgia Southern University to receive my Bachelor's of Science in Early Childhood Education. After that, I took a big teaching test called the GACE and was able to pass that to actually receive my certification, but my learning has not stopped there. I'm constantly learning inside and outside of the classroom, and I go to professional development trainings and different trainings that our county has to offer to continue learning every day, just like you. So what does a normal day look like for an elementary school teacher? For me, I get to school early in the morning before my students get there so that I can double check and make sure I have everything prepared for the day. Then I take a few minutes to get ahead on work and do things like answer emails or work on lesson plans. Then around 7:15, my students start coming in my classroom, so I stand at my door and greet them, and then we continue with our morning activities. In the morning, we cover ELA and either science or social studies. Then we're able to go to lunch. I have a few minutes for lunch, and then I have a planning period. During a planning period, I typically have meetings either with my team or with school administration or sometimes parents. And then other times I'm able to work on things like planning for the upcoming week or work on grading things or just work in my classroom in general. After that, my students come back and we go to recess, and then we come back in the afternoon and do our afternoon activities such as math, and then packing up to get ready to go home. After I put my students on the bus at the end of the day, I'm able to go back to my classroom for a little while to work on things like planning for the week ahead, grading, prepping my room for the next day, or running copies. Or sometimes I attend faculty meetings and the trainings that I mentioned earlier. I would say that the best part of my job is certainly the relationships that I'm able to form with my students. I love getting a new class of students each year and being able to learn what my class is like as a community or a family as we call ourselves, and then also getting to learn what each student is like individually and make those special bonds and connections with my students, and form those relationships that really grow throughout the year. I would say the most challenging part of my job is finding balance. Teachers have a lot of different responsibilities. We not only teach all day, but we also have to plan the lessons that we'll teach and grade papers and determine different accommodations for students and make sure we're meeting those, attend different meetings, help on different committees, and all sorts of things like that. So there's a lot more that goes into teaching that people don't necessarily see or think about. So sometimes finding the balance between everything can be difficult, but we teachers always find a way to make it work, and it's always worth it to see the end result. The coronavirus pandemic that is going on right now has certainly changed my teaching though. So normally I'm at school on a day like today, teaching my students, loving on my students, but as you can tell, I'm not at school today, I'm at home. So because our county has made the decision and our state has made the decision to close schools for right now, we've moved on to remote learning or online learning. So I've had to get creative with keeping in touch with students that I would normally just see on a day-to-day basis, but instead I'm reaching out through things like Class Dojo, and sending videos like this to them so that we can continue their learning even while they're not necessarily with me. It's definitely been a huge adjustment to make, and although it's kind of interesting, I'm ready for it to be over because I'm ready to hug my babies again. So that's a little bit about me. Again, my name is Miss Michaela Kennedy, and I teach second grade at Rincon Elementary. I love being a teacher, and if you choose to go down this career path, I think you will too.
Hey kids, my name is Michael Van Wagenen. I'm a professor in the history department at Georgia Southern University. My job there is I train students who want to work in museums and historic sites and national parks. Basically people who want to teach history but don't want to do it in a formal classroom setting. That's what they call in my field public history. The education that I need to have the job that I have now is what they call a doctorate degree, which is a third degree that you get when you go to school. It's the highest degree that you get. Your basic degree at a university is a bachelor's. If you want to go on for 2 more years of schooling, you get what's called a master's degree. And if you want to get a doctorate, you've got to go on for an additional 6 to 8 years, at least in my field, to get the doctorate degree. And it entails that you've done a major research project, which I had to do. Normal work day for me. I tend to get to work early. I'm there usually at 7 in the morning. Although not every professor has to be there. We're actually given a lot of freedom in terms of our own scheduling our own day, but I like to get to work early. It's quiet on campus. I get a lot of work done. I tend to balance my day. I'm there usually 8 to 10 hours during the day. I balance it between working very closely with my students, both in the classroom, that is teaching classes, but also meeting with them individually. I work with what we call our graduate students, that is our students that are getting master's degrees, and guiding them as they work towards obtaining their careers and the education that they need. That requires a lot of hands-on training, so I spend a lot of time with students during the day in my office, as well as teaching class. Also, we're always required to research. And so I write articles, I write books, so there's a certain amount of my time spent every day in my office working on my research. And right now I'm finishing up an article about the discovery of Yellowstone National Park. So that's a fun part. Another component of what we do as professors is we do service to the university and our community. And so I work with a lot of community partners, local historical sites and museums, and I get my students placed working there, working on projects that help them so that when they're done with school, they have good experience and are able then to go and get jobs. Best part about my job definitely is working with students. I got into this principally because I enjoy working with people. As I've gotten a little older and gotten a lot more experience in my life, I find it very gratifying to be able to work with young people who are interested in working in fields that I'm interested in, and being able to guide them and push them and help them to obtain the dreams that they have about their lives and the goals that they have. Biggest challenge of my job probably has to do with all the university, business that goes on. I don't sit and shut off myself in my office all day. Sometimes I wish I could, but there's a lot of things that go on generally at Georgia Southern that I still have to be involved in, and some of those things I enjoy and some of them I don't enjoy. So that's the biggest challenge. Coronavirus. How has coronavirus impacted my job? Well, we don't have classes anymore, so that's a problem. And at least we don't have classes on campus. So I'm working online. I had to move all my classes online. And in the program that I run at the university, this public history program involves a lot of people working on sites and at museums, and these are all closed right now. So it's been a real challenge trying to figure out how to help my students, working with our community partners, to still be able to complete projects and so forth with these historical sites. So that's been a bit of a challenge and something I'll definitely remember the rest of my life. So stay safe, kids. If you want to know more about being a professor, you can always look me up. I'm on the website. Bye.
Hi, my name is Amber Bragg. I'm the school counselor at Ebenezer Elementary. Today I'm bringing you our next career cluster, which is agriculture, food, and natural resources. This career cluster includes the production, the processing, the marketing, the financing, the distribution, and the development of agricultural resources. These resources can include fiber, food, wood products, natural resources, horticulture, and other plant and animal products or resources. This is a huge industry here in Georgia, so I'm excited to introduce you to some of my friends who are going to talk about this career cluster.
My name is Ms. Conley. I am the principal at Guyton Elementary School, but I'm also part owner of B&E Farm. At B&E Farm, we raise show goats. My girls show them throughout the state. We also sell them, and we also have people come over just to look at them. So let us show you a few things that we have on our farm.
One of the things we have on our farm is we just recently purchased a show trailer. And so on our trailer, this is where we keep everything that we need to show our goats. My girls have their show shirts. We also have all of our collars and our blankets for our goats and whatever else we might need when we go off to a show. We're also able to transport our goats back here. So they have individual pens. We can get up to 8 or more goats. We can also take them when we sell them as well. We transport them. This is just one of the things that we have found that's very helpful to have. Also at the back of the house, this is where we have the barns where we keep the goats. We have a stand, which oftentimes we have to do their hooves or give them shots. We make sure that they get plenty of food and fresh water. We have to take good care of goats because they will die easily on you, especially the show goats. So we'll walk back here now and let a few goats out so you can see them. This is Miracle, and this is her baby Gregory. We'll let her out. This has been a difficult kidding season for us. We've lost 3 baby goats so far, and we've only got 1. So we have a few goats out here. We've got 1 right here. We keep waiting on her to have her babies, but nothing so far. And then we've got another one she's locked up for right now. And we're also waiting on this one to see if maybe she's going to have her babies anytime soon. So we try to take good care of our goats because we want to make sure that they have good, healthy babies. Here's Emma. She's holding Gregory. So if you're ever interested in goats and would like to learn more, just let us know. If you'd like to buy a goat, you know where to find me at Guyton Elementary. So y'all take care and please stay safe and remember to wash your hands.
Good afternoon, Bobcats. My name is Mrs. Anthony, and I am the wife of Farmer Anthony, and we have a farm called Anthony's Roots in Statesboro, Georgia, that's not too far from where you live. So your wonderful counselor asked me to come on and talk to you guys a little bit about farm life. So today I'm going to be taking you in the chicken coop with me and sharing with you a little bit about where your eggs come from. Alright, so this is one of our chicken coops, and these are nesting boxes. Nesting boxes are where chickens lay their eggs. So we collect eggs twice a day. This chicken right here, she is what you call broody. That means she wants to sit on her eggs and she wants to hatch out some baby chicks. So this chicken wants to be a mama. I had to pull her out of the nesting box because she was sitting on top of some eggs. So I'm going to show you a few other hens who are also feeling a little broody. See, there's one and there's another one. So they've already laid their eggs for the day and they just want to sit. So you see how when the camera gets close to her, she starts to puff up and shake a little bit because she wants to be a mama and she wants to defend those eggs. So I've already collected most of the eggs in this coop, and I'm going to show you, this is one of the baskets of eggs, and as you can see, they're all different colors, shapes, and sizes. So we've got one that's a little light brown, we've got another that's darker brown, and we do have some white eggs. So different breeds of chickens lay different kinds of eggs. So depending on the kind of eggs that you want, as far as size and color, that would depend on the kind of chicken that you get. Our children also like to help out on the farm. This is little Julian, he's 2. Alright, so here's a chicken down here, and she's also broody. So this is the last chicken that I've got to remove to see if she's got eggs under her, and she probably does. It's okay, the chicken's not going to hurt you. He gets a little afraid of them sometimes when they're sitting and broody. He's afraid they're going to get him. Come on. Alright, so I often wear farm gloves because sometimes when you're collecting eggs, sometimes there's poop on them. So I wear gloves. You don't have to. You can wash your hands, and you definitely want to wash your hands after you've been touching eggs. Alright, so this is an old crate that we use as a nesting box, and as you can see, I'm trying to move the crate. She does not want to move, right? So when I go to get her out, I've got to put my hand over her head and I'm going to lift her out. All right, but I can't do that with just one hand, so I'm going to pull her out, and then I'm going to show you guys the eggs that were sitting underneath her. Are you ready? All right, boys and girls, here we go. I'm putting on my other glove. I'm going to pull this pretty little lady off these eggs. Yeah, she's not too happy about it. See her? Alright, get out the way, dear. Alright, and now she's just sitting there because she's broody. And, guys, she was sitting on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eggs. So I'm going to add her eggs to the basket. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mom.
Can you hear her clucking?
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, she's not too happy with me right now, but she'll be okay. Alright, so that's it for this side of the coop. We've got to go check and see, because sometimes they like to lay in the grass, or sometimes they like to lay around the coop. She's quite noisy, isn't she, guys? And sometimes they make that noise when they're about to lay. But she's just kind of angry with her. Alright, so we're going to walk around the coop and make sure they didn't lay anywhere else, because sometimes they do like to do that. And these are their waterers. So they just go under there and they drink water from there when they get thirsty. And these are actually PVC pipes, guys. And boys and girls, I want you also to know that chickens do not need roosters to lay eggs. So this is where they roost at night. They just climb up here and they all sit here. And when the sun starts to go down, this is where they sleep. Isn't that cool? So they roost on this side and they roost on the other side. And there are the broody girls again. So boys and girls, I hope you learned something about eggs and chickens today. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Alright, see boys and girls, sometimes the chickens like to lay in between barrels, so not in the nesting boxes. So we do have to walk around to make sure that we get all the eggs in all the different hiding places that they like to hide them. And when you put them in the basket, you get to put them down gently, because if you're too rough, you will crack the eggs.
Mommy, want the eggs? No, my eggs.
Hello, Effingham County. My name is Gail Westcott, and I am the director of the University of Georgia's Mary Cars Warnell Forest Education Center, which is a part of the Warnell School of Forestry and Natural Resources. And we are located here in Effingham County on 3,300 acres of managed working forest. And I am super thrilled to be participating in the Effingham County Virtual Career Day. And so today I'm going to be telling you a little bit about my job. As the director of the Mary Cars Warnell Forest Education Center, I know that's a mouthful, so now I'll just call it the Warnell Center. As the director of the Warnell Center, I was actually required to have 2 separate degrees to get this position. My first degree is an undergraduate or bachelor's of science in forestry and wildlife management, and then my second degree is a master's of science in environmental science. And again, I had to have both those degrees in order to obtain this position with the University of Georgia. Basically, a normal work day for me is kind of hard to describe because nothing is normal around here and nothing is typical, but I spend a lot of my time doing field trips for students just like you here in the county, and also with students in surrounding counties like Bryan and Liberty and Screven and Bullock. And so a typical field trip day for me would be waking up and coming over from my house, which I'll pan over and show you my house real quick. It's right there, so I actually get to live on site at the Warnell Center, which is pretty cool. So anyways, I will come to work in the morning, and then around 8:30, 9 o'clock, I'll get a school bus or two that'll come with a whole bunch of students, and we will spend the day learning about natural resources like forestry and wildlife and water and soil out here in the woods. I'll pan around and kind of show you the woods in the area. There's my house again. Oh, let's see. There we go. That's better. I'm sorry, I'm not super great at making videos yet. This virtual learning is new to me. But you can see that this is a very beautiful piece of property. And again, it's pretty big, so I'm just showing you a small portion of it. But again, I spend a day bringing students out and teaching them about forests and natural resources. Although I do actually go to schools as well. And so sometimes I'm in a school in a classroom. Like for example, I have snakes and I bring them to the classroom, which is an awful lot of fun and people seem to really enjoy that. I also spend a lot of time over summer doing various workshops and summer camps. And I also am responsible for doing things like keeping trespassers off the property and keeping people from dumping trash and communicating with our hunt club. And so it's a little bit more than just education, but I enjoy every minute of it. The biggest challenge in my profession, I think, or my career here at the Warnell Center, is keeping up with a lot of different moving parts. I work with a lot of different students and teachers from numerous schools, and each classroom and each school has their own needs that need to be met, and so I just have a lot of moving parts that I need to keep up with. But again, I really enjoy the challenge and I enjoy staying busy, so even the bad part about my job is not really a bad thing. Right now, the biggest challenge that I'm facing, just like you guys, is dealing with the coronavirus, which means that I, instead of having hundreds of kids out every week, I'm kind of stuck here self-quarantined at the Warnell Center, and I'm doing a lot of virtual learning type videos. And again, I'm not super great at making videos, so I am learning just like you guys are on this virtual field trip type education. And I'm hoping that this will all be over soon so I can get students back out to the forest. But until then, I hope you and your family are staying safe and healthy. And hopefully I will get to meet you in person one day on a field trip to the Warnell Center. So thank you for listening to me. And again, I hope to meet you soon. Bye-bye.
Hello, Effingham County. I am one of your school counselors, elementary school counselors to be exact. My name is Kitty Lee. I am the counselor at Marlowe Elementary School, and I'm here to introduce your next set of videos for our virtual career day. So we are about to be going into the transportation section. Transportation can look like a lot of things. like an ice cream truck driver, a pilot, a ship captain, anything in the military. There's lots of transportation needs in the military. The ports, supplies that come in at the ports, like in Savannah. It could even be like a flight attendant. And logistics. You'll learn a lot more about that in the next videos. But really like log truck drivers, 18-wheelers that you may see on the highways or the interstates. Like those 18-wheelers that, they may be owned by Walmart, or they may say different things on the back of the truck. But that may be taking supplies from store to store. Logistics is like figuring that kind of stuff out as well. So that's a big part of transportation. Hope y'all enjoy this next section. Y'all stay well. Thank you.
This is Amaker at Savannah Tech, sending you a virtual career day video of me and my husband at his work at Savannah Tech.
Good morning.
All right, Mr. Amaker, I have some questions for you. What is your profession?
I am a truck driving instructor with Savannah Technical College. I run the CDL program.
And what locations do you work at?
I work at the Effingham campus, and I also am in charge of the CDL program at the Hinesville campus.
Do you need any education? Is there any education required for this position?
This position just requires experience and the ability to read and write. You better be able to do math too if you're interested in driving a truck.
And what does a normal work day look like for you?
A normal work day for me looks like about 15 to 20 students out here learning how to drive trucks, do vehicle inspections, learn the backing skills, and drive up and down the highways along with all the other traffic.
What is the best part of your job?
The best part of my job is training students.
What is the biggest challenge you face at your job?
Trying to figure out how to make this program go somewhat online.
How has the coronavirus impacted your day-to-day duties?
Well, the coronavirus has impacted my day-to-day duties by the fact that the state of Georgia has closed down the colleges until the end of the semester, tentatively, and possibly more. So right now, my job looks like this. I'm the only one here in the truck.
Well, there you have it. Unfortunately, he's unable to do his job right now with the coronavirus. However, things are going to change really soon, and he'll be back to work soon, and we'll be back to school soon. And I just want y'all to know that it saddens us that we have to do this on a video today. Normally, we come to the school every year and do this for you, but things are a little bit different, and we're going to make the best of it. And I think it's really cool that Mrs. Watson's given us the opportunity to at least do this virtually for you guys. Stay safe, stay home, and I miss you, and we'll see you soon.
Hey everyone, this is Miss Phillips and I'm the school counselor at Sandhill Elementary School, and I'm so excited for you to learn all about the Law, Public Safety, and Government Career Cluster. Today you're going to hear from a couple of people who do this every single day. So this can include people who do things such as lawyers and judges who work every day to have justice in our community. This could be police officers or firefighters who work so hard to keep everyone safe. This could also be people voted into public offices, such as the governor, the mayor, or even the president, who work every day to protect and serve the people that voted them into their office. I hope you enjoy.
Right. Hi, my name is Andrew Amison and I'm a senior system engineer. And what that means is I work with computers. In order to do the job that I do, I had to go to school for 4 years after high school and get a bachelor's degree. And then I also went to school to get a master's degree, which is another 2 years after my bachelor's degree, because I want to go into management. A normal workday for me means that I get to help people with their computer problems. They call me for all kinds of different issues, from their email not working, to their computer not working, to their applications and stuff not doing what it's supposed to. So the best part about my job is I get to do what I love. I really enjoy this. I like working with people. I like fixing problems. And the hardest part about my job is that, sometimes I really don't know what the problem is. People will call with an issue and I am at a complete loss, and I have to do a bunch of research to figure out what it is and how it is to fix it. So for me, the coronavirus has made my job even more important. A lot of people who work at my company actually get to work from home now. So I had to be able to make sure that all of our stuff would work from their houses and not just from our offices. So it actually meant there's a lot more work for me to do to make sure everything went well. And that's my job and how what I do. Will that work?
Yes, I can't get it to stop.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Erin Watson. I am the school counselor at Bladeford Elementary. I'm here today with the other elementary school counselors in Effingham County to provide you with a virtual career day. I'm going to introduce the area of hospitality, tourism, finance, and business. This is a very vast and diverse group of careers, which includes but not limited to the areas of tourism, which means where you go on vacation, such as hotels and restaurants and amusement parks. It includes business, where you do marketing and things like that. Marketing would be billboards and web design. And then finance, that would be anything to do with money, banks, retirement plans, anything to do with money whatsoever. I hope you enjoy the speakers that we've brought to you today, and I look forward to hearing your feedback after the virtual career day. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Hi, my name is Ansley Howes, and I am the Director of Development for the American Heart Association in our area. My market covers everywhere from Hilton Head to Savannah. In my role, I work with volunteers very closely to bring to life the events that we put on in our area to raise funds for our mission. My background is a Bachelor's of Business Administration in both business and marketing. And I feel like a business degree really prepares you to do almost anything, but has really been beneficial for me as far as just a background in the day-to-day marketing practices and that kind of thing that are really necessary for my job. I already work from a home office, so I've not had a huge difference as far as accommodating the changes with COVID-19. My work schedule has definitely changed a little bit, but has not been, a big change to move to a home office since I already work from home. A typical day for me can be a lot of different things. Some days I'm working really closely with volunteers and having volunteer meetings to talk about potential sponsors and potential participants in our events. Some days I'm working with corporate sponsors and just discussing with them opportunities that could happen at our events and how they could be involved. And then some days I'm working with logistics of the events themselves, so working with vendors and working with locations to ensure that we are ready to go for the event day when those events actually happen. So I work with 3 events in particular. One is the Southern Coast Heart Ball in Hilton Head. The other is the Savannah Go Red for Women Luncheon in Savannah each year. And then our new event that we're bringing to life in the fall is Cycle Nation, and we'll actually have a location of that in Hilton Head and then another one in Savannah that we're super excited about. More information on that event can be found at cyclenation.org/Savannah. I think the best thing about my job is getting to work with volunteers and with people in the community who are super passionate about our mission to be a relentless fight against heart disease and stroke. And so just knowing that heart disease and people who have had strokes are so close to so many loved ones in our area, and really everyone has been affected by it in some capacity. I think it really just brings home the fact that this mission is important. And so getting to work with people daily that really acknowledge that is a lot of fun and really makes my job meaningful. I think the toughest thing about my job is just that marketing piece, like I mentioned earlier, always making sure that we're able to reach, so much of our community as far as when our events are and how they can participate, but also getting that key piece of education out to people in our community as well. Again, my name is Ansley House, and I'm Director of Development for the American Heart Association. Thanks so much.
Hey, this is Miss Phillips. I'm the school counselor at Sandhill Elementary School, and I'm so excited to introduce the Manufacturing Construction Career Cluster. So many roles in this field include people who create and build things. This can be from everyday items that you and I use to constructing the place that you're sitting in right now. So they do a lot of things that impact us on a daily basis. Some other roles in this field can include supervisory roles, so people who make sure everyone is working really hard to make the best quality products for everyone. This could also include the engineers who come up with the idea in the first place for these products. So there's a lot of cool things within this career cluster, and I hope you enjoy listening about them today.
Good morning. My name is Beverly O'Neill, and I'm a senior lab tech at one of the biggest companies that's in Savannah. I have been employed here for 34 years. 7 of it was in manufacturing, and for the last 24, I've been in the lab. I attended Savannah State College for 2 years, with my major being sociology. I really was supposed to have been a social worker, guys, but I'm still a social worker somewhat, but I didn't finish school for it. So the qualifications for working in the lab, they really would like for you to be a chemistry major, a biology major, so you will be understanding of the different terms that we use in the lab. So I'm going to turn this around so you can see pretty much what my lab looks like. So this is some of the equipment that we do the tests on. Some of it. We do things like pHs. This is pretty much my day. Some of the tests that I run. This is what my lab looks like. So we come here every day and we don't know what we're going to have to do, but I enjoy it. I really and truly enjoy my job. I had to do it this way, guys, because it wouldn't do what I needed for it to do, so I'm walking and talking with it. So here I am, I'm back. Now, the best part of my job is I love people. So it gives me a chance to interact with people all day long. I mean, while we're doing work, we're having a good time. So I really and truly enjoy my job. So the best part about this job is the people. That's the best part about this job. I really enjoy coming to work and seeing everybody because we're more or less like family, because we see each other more than we see our family sometimes. Let's see, the biggest challenge of my job. Well, sometimes we don't know exactly what we're going to get. So with that being said, but we do everything is pretty much the same every day. So I don't know, it's not really a challenge. The biggest challenge right now is this coronavirus. That's the biggest challenge right now, because we're doing everything that we can to be safe. So that's the biggest challenge right now, because you're taking yourself out of a normal kind of situation to an abnormal situation. And this is what our life is right now. We have to make sure that we all are safe and make sure we wash our hands and make sure we sanitize. We're doing a whole lot just to make sure and keep each other safe during this coronavirus kind of situation. But that's the biggest challenge. And the coronavirus has really impacted our job. What we have done as far as management and me and my coworker, what they have done, they have split us down the middle and put us on different teams, so they can kind of like, we will all won't be here at the same time. So that's fine, because it's all about being safe right now. And what I need you guys to do is to make sure that you wash your hands, make sure you do what you're supposed to do, the social distancing. And that's the thing that's killing me so much, because I love people and I hug people all day long. And this is the biggest thing for me to do, is not to be able to grab somebody and hug them and just tell them that you love them. But the social distancing, and we have to do what we have to do, because this thing needs to go away. So this is Bev signing off, saying thank you guys for allowing me to come into your class and to let you know what we do here, and to let you know that we love you. Take care of yourself. Take care of mom. Take care of dad. Take care of sis. Take care of your brother. And just know that Miss Bev love you all. Peace out. Thank you. Bye-bye.